Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Today is another conversation of 5 questions for a white hat. And joining us this afternoon is illustrious brother Wiley Smith, 33rd degree Sovereign Grand Inspector General Honorary. Brother Wiley, I've been asked to prepare 5 questions for you, and the first one comes in 2 parts. Number 1, what prompted you and when did you join the Scottish Rite?
Prompted me was probably my dad. He belonged to Prudence Lodge in Windham, Minnesota, and St. John's Day there was always a potluck dinner at the lodge for the families.
Sure.
And I remember sitting in that lodge hall, and I asked my dad. I said, "What's the G stand for?" He says, "I can't tell you." Well, obviously after I joined. And I went back to that lodge and spoke one time, and I said, "Dad, that's not a Masonic secret." I said, "It stands for God and geometry."
Sure.
So, but I think he just did it to spark my curiosity. The other thing was, my father-in-law, shortly after we were married, said that he would be willing to pay my way all the way to the shrine.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately, he passed away before I even thought about it. And I sort of felt an obligation to do that, to join the lodge,
Sure.
go Scottish Rite. He was Scottish Rite. He was in the provost and judge degree because he was a lawyer. And at that time, the provost and judge, all of the members of the cast were judges or attorneys, which was, I thought, was very interesting. And so I did. I joined Blue Lodge in 1967, and this is my 50th year as a Scottish Rite Mason. I joined in, what would that be?
71, 72?
71.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you thought if it meant that much to him, you should pursue it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Thank you. Question number 2. And I know there's a lot of them, but what have been some of your favorite moments or situations that you discovered you found yourself in your Scottish Rite career?
Well, I think the most interesting thing is partaking in the degrees. The 25th degree, I always enjoy watching what the class's reaction is to my little speech.
Sure.
And sometimes I have some very interesting reactions. And yeah, I think that's the most interesting.
All right. If you had never joined the Scottish Rite, how do you think your life would be different?
That one I didn't have any trouble with at all.
Really?
Because I have met so many interesting variety of people. I mean, as a teacher, you sort of are in an educational circle. In Masonry, I have been able to expand my circle of friendships and met some very, very interesting people. That's the most marvelous thing about it, is just the people you meet.
Okay. Well, that's going to dovetail then into question number 4. Why should anybody join Masonry or the Scottish Rite? What can that offer that they couldn't find somewhere else?
Well, one of the lines I have in one of the degrees is contributed to Judge Montgomery when he was Grand Master. He said, "Masonry does not make good men. It makes good men better." And I think in each of the degrees of Blue Lodge, Scottish Rite, Royal Arch, whatever, there's a lesson to be learned. And you might not get the lesson the first time you see it, but as you come back and see the degrees over and over and over again, you always pick up something new in every degree. We're in search of light, and there's an abundance of light out there. We just have to find it.
Sure. All right, question number 5. These are called Conversations with a White Hat. And I've watched several of them. And the question that kind of sprung to my mind is, did getting a white hat change you? Or do you think it was more given to you in recognition of a change that had already occurred?
Now, when I thought about it a while, and I don't think most people consciously make an effort for a red hat or a white hat. I think they just enjoy the work. And in my case, I was utterly shocked when I got the letters for my red hat and my white hat. And I think, and as I talk to people, it seems like universally they're as surprised as anybody else that they got that honor. And I don't think it changes anybody. I think they're the same person whether they have the red hat or the white hat as they were before. But in each of those, both those degrees, it says you're expected to continue on in the same path. And across the board, I mean, you look around this room and the people are there if they can be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of them can't be here every day.
A lot of history in this room.
Yeah.
Wiley, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
You will.
Right on.